Hey guys, it's Boreas here, and in this video I want to talk about the Boreas, one of the new mages, and I'm so excited because I love mages. When I can use mage, I try to use the mage. So we're going to check and go over the skills of the Boreas and of course the talent, and the first thing that make me great impression is the talent. When attacking there is a 10% chance to inflict freeze. Now there is a lot of spells and helpers when you attack a frozen or slowed target that is going to boost your damage. So huge thumbs up about this talent. This is going to be very helpful. Even though 10% is not that much, you have to hit one enemy 10 times to get one freeze in general, but yeah, still I think it's pretty nice. Maybe the percentage, if it was like 20%, I think way better. But there is a things that I also don't like here. And the other thing is deals 100 magic damage to one enemy. Now, if he was doing AoE damage, this freeze is going to be very helpful, even though that the percentage is very low, it's 10%. But going with the single target with this 10% chance for freeze, I'm not quite sure this is so good. So from there, maybe we're going to jump over the talent. Just to mention about the cost, I think is a very good one. Most of the mages is getting very high cost when they're deployed, but still, for the Boreas, the cost is pretty nice. Now jumping directly on the ultimate, the important part from every hero. Activate this internal ice heaven. When RNC inflict freeze on the enemies, deals additional massive damage. The additional damage is affected by the duration of freeze inflicted and has cooldown 1.5 seconds. So this is very good, and I'm so curious because I'm not quite sure how this thing is going to work. But let's continue reading the ultimate. And increase the damage by 225%. Okay. Each attack will reduce the trigger interval of the frozen purification by 1 second. This effect lasts for 26 seconds. Now there's important thing about this ultimate, and this is the duration of this ultimate. It's 26 seconds, so you're going to trigger maybe one combat is around 3-4 minutes, something like this, or maybe even less. So you're going to have 2-3 times chance to actually trigger, or maybe 4 times trigger this ultimate, because after this 26 seconds finish, this is going to be the moment where the ultimate is going to start getting rage and blah. It's 1200 rage cost, so it's pretty decent one. So you have to be very careful with the timing of this hero, of the Boreas. So yeah, so far for the ultimate. Now frozen purification is this talent here, but we're going to jump there later. Now jumping on the next skill is when enemies are infected with freeze. As I said, one of the things when you get enemy infected with freeze, there is a lot of things you can do with this enemy, a lot of damage they can be put in. They will also receive anti-healing. Now when I see anti-healing, I immediately in my mind is becoming gear right 1. This hero maybe is going to be good in the gear right 1, we're going to see. They will also receive anti-healing when attacking enemies infected with freeze, deals 35% extra damage. And here the damage is increased, it can go to extra 55, yeah, I calculate right? 55% extra damage over this target. Now the important thing is the anti-healing, since yeah, with ultimate you can timing some of the waves in the gear right 1. Very important to be mentioned. And of course frozen purification, you have cooldown 20 seconds and is on auto. Now this spell, okay, let's see it. When deployed, deals 160% magic damage up to 10 enemies in range and inflict freeze on them. Now 10 enemies. This is very important since he is mostly single target hero. This effect triggers one time every 20 seconds afterwards during internal Ice Heaven, basically the ultimate, the skill trigger interval is reduced by an extra 10 seconds. So this is very, very important, since he's going to trigger this spell. That is going to be very, very helpful. Very helpful if you want to froze like 10 enemies in range. And yeah, definitely for Gear White 1 is going to be very, very helpful. So yeah, so far for the spells, my feelings about this hero is mixed, because first of all, this ultimate 26 seconds, this is something that you have to timing good. You have to have good timing for this ultimate. Also, I'm not quite sure I'm so happy with the single target damage heroes. This is the second thing. I mean, Noctine is also a single target mage, but he is doing massive damage. So this hero is not doing that big massive damage, maybe only when the ultimates are there, and this frozen purification, and of course this anti-healing for the places where there is a healing. There are not many places where you basically need anti-healing. But yeah, if I have to say do I like this hero or not, maybe it's something average for me. I have to see him in combat. Definitely I have to see him in combat and actually see how all these spells work together. But from first look, my personal opinion is maybe little above the average. Maybe little above the average, because there is not so many good mages, so definitely he can find his place. So yeah, this so far for the review of the skills of the Boreas. I think they're good, definitely they're good. With this freeze, he can boost other heroes also, that is doing some extra damage on this type of heroes.